All right, fight fans, here with world-renowned Coach Joel Diaz, here at his gym in India. Coach, thank you for opening the doors. Obviously, we had some good sparring. Good boys putting in work. Some fights coming up next week, and then your boys fight in 2 weeks in Saudi Arabia. So busy month. I want to ask you first, just rewind a little bit. 2024 was we want to say it was a good year for boxing. Obviously, with the arrival of Turki Alalshikh, seems to be the world sponsor of boxing at the moment. What are your thoughts on him and what he's doing to the sport right now?
I just think that we needed this. We needed this new change in boxing because we were losing that prestigious sport. Because a lot of these promoters, they were not putting up the right fights. I mean, there have been a lot of fights, and we've seen it throughout the years, especially 2023, 2022, 21. I mean, we saw a lot of fights that were not like well matched. I mean, we understand. There's a lot of fighters out there that are really good fighters, elite fighters, and the opposition they were facing was not what the fans wanted. And I just see the change that Turki Alalshikh made by making good fights. And good fights, not only with the fighters themselves, but uniting the promoters. Because before it was just every promoter had his own fighters fight each other. Now Turki Alalshikh united every promoter in the business and putting those fights a good name versus a good name. We don't have those fights that are not well matched, So I just think it's a great thing for the whole boxing family. This new thing that Turki Alalshikh has got going. I mean, unfortunately, we have to go all the way to Saudi because that's where they have those fights, those big fights. But it was a good change for the sport. We needed it.
And of course, 2024, your fighter wasn't one of Turki Alalshikh's cards against a big name like Crawford. You've had him spar, one of your former fighters in Tim Bradley. You knew this is going to be a tough assignment. What has the reception been after the fight? There's in the social media world, it seems like they're giving Madrimov a lot of love, a lot of respect after that fight.
It's how they see it. The fans usually see a fight and they will talk about it for a while, but boxing is very critical. Honestly, a lot of people, obviously he's my team. He's my fighter. I saw him winning the fight. Like a lot of people did. And others, they saw Crawford winning. Whatever. I respect that opinion. But based on that, now people know who Madrimov is. Why? Because Madrimov, with only 10 fights, he was supposed to be a fighter that was like a stepping stone, like for Crawford. Crawford was supposed to walk through Madrimov because who's Madrimov? A guy with 10 fights. But look, now people know. Basically, the same thing happened with Canelo and Bivol. A lot of people thought that Canelo was gonna be Bivol, but the sad part about it is this, and I've seen it in boxing. It's sad. Canelo Alvarez fights Bivol wins. After that, nothing about Bivol. Okay, once in a while they hear, this guy beat Bivol, but Canelo keeps being the same. Canelo's still the king of the sport, even though he lost. We understand that he moved up to a 175 pound division, and that wasn't his division. With Crawford and Madrimov, Crawford moves up to 154. He is the favorite fighter that night. He was supposed to walk through Israel like nothing, but didn't. Israel did his thing. He kept his composure, good defense, good offense, and which some people saw Madrimov winning. But nobody cares about Madrimov right now. Nobody cares about what he did that night. Now they know who he is, but they don't care. Now Crawford is in talks for a big fight against Canelo Alvarez, business-wise. So it's like, for example, that same night, Rayo Valenzuela beats Pitbull Cruz. And I said it, and I tell you in front of all my boys. I said, what's sad? That Rayo Valenzuela beats Pitbull Cruz that night, And after this, nobody's gonna care about Rayo. Poor guy, he works hard.
Right.
Great kid. They're still gonna focus on Pitbull. Look what Pitbull is and look what Rayo is. We haven't heard anything about Rayo. I don't even know if he has a date, who's he fighting, but he beat Pitbull Cruz that night. He should be the person who they should be talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, because he won that night. But now Pitbull is negotiating to fight big fights against Ryan Garcia, against this guy, that guy. See, it's sad about boxing. That's the sad part about boxing. But other than that, I mean, we're still gonna move on. We're gonna have some great fights. Turki Alalshikh came in the right time to change the sport for the best of the fans.
And there was a lot of people that, you know, stay on the topic of Crawford and getting this Canelo fight. A lot of people said, we're going to look at this Madrimov fight. This is going to be a test to see if Crawford, you know, if there's a ceiling at 154 or 160. Do you feel like there is a ceiling for Crawford, even though we know how talented he is?
You know what, I'm going to tell you something. My opinion is like everybody's opinion. I mean, there's a lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid.